The 2020 Austrian MotoGP is set to go down as a race few will be forgetting in a hurry, filled with incident, drama off track, and of course that crash involving Franco Morbidelli and Johann Zarco, as well as so very nearly more. But who came out the weekend with something to celebrate, something to be thankful for, and who was left with regret? These are our winners and losers from the Austrian MotoGP. Valentino Rossi said he will be praying on Sunday evening following that frightening accident that's hit the headlines around the world. Indeed, you can't help but wonder what if things have been a little bit different for him and others during Sunday's race. As if the original incident wasn't violent enough, the ensuing wreckage of debris in the immediate aftermath came remarkably close to wiping out both Maverick Vinales and Rossi. The TV replays are heart-stopping at first watch, and it's still hard not to wince as you rewatch them from various angles. The same goes for Hafiz Saharin, who suffered relatively minor injuries and no bone breaks, whose accident in the Moto2 race was also a shock for the paddock. Mercifully, the accidents, though close, weren't quite as bad as they could have been, but they could have been bad, and it's a stark reminder of how dangerous a sport motorcycle racing is, and how safety should never be taken for granted. The will they, won't they back and forth between Andrea Dovizioso and Ducati had its conclusion at the weekend, and the answer is, they won't. While one can assume if a victory for Dovizioso was to come at any venue, then the Red Bull Ring would surely be it, even so he had to deliver, and deliver he did just 24 hours after confirming he'll be exiting Ducati at the end of the 2020 season. With a title challenge given a huge boost and a return to the Red Bull Ring this weekend, Dovizioso may well be looking to ram home the points to Ducati this coming weekend. Having shown flashes of performance on a Suzuki since making his MotoGP debut in 2019, Johann converted that into his first MotoGP podium in Austria with an accomplished performance. Showing Suzuki was right to put its faith in another member of MotoGP's upcoming Moto2 generation, Mir's pace has often been compromised by poor qualifying efforts, but a second row start, followed by a front row start on the restart, showed what can be done with a strong Saturday. Suzuki's first MotoGP podium since Alex Rinz's win at Silverstone last year, both Suzuki riders will be tipped as victory contenders this weekend, no doubt. How can Ducati be losers when they were obviously the actual winners in Austria this weekend? Well, with Dovizioso on his way out, it is literally losing a rider that has now secured 14 of Ducati's 50 wins in MotoGP. Strictly speaking, this was an excellent return to form for Ducati, with Dovizioso's win and Jack Miller's third place a big comeback from a disappointing weekend in Brno. With the former announcing he will be departing from the manufacturer at the close of the 2020 season, it does leave him in a predicament with regards to its rider lineup. Indeed, Dovizioso's win was certainly a popular one in the context of the behind-the-scene wrangling, and it brings to sharper focus what it could well be losing out on next season. Another disappointing result for Maverick Vinales in Austria, as Yamaha's technical gremlins, happening with some surprising frequency at the moment, reared their ugly head to neuter the Spaniard's efforts. Only a loser in the sense that he lost out on a big points haul, Vinales was on fine form on Saturday to land pole position, but in the race, issues on the restart took him to the back of the field and on the cusp of retirement, before he was able to get the M1 back up to speed again. To his credit, 10th position ensured he got some welcome points on the board, but this coupled to his 14th in Brno means Vinales, or perhaps Yamaha, hasn't been able to make the most of its potential. With Brad Binder stealing the headlines in Brno, Austria looked like it was the perfect opportunity for Pol Espargaro to reassert his team leader status and make it another memorable weekend for KTM. Unfortunately for him, while he had excellent pace at the start of the Austrian MotoGP, he didn't have the tyre he needed on the restart, and his hopes of landing that elusive victory were slipping away from his grasp even before he became tangled up in a collision with KTM stablemate Miguel Oliveira. 2 DNFs in 2 weekends is a shame for a rider that was on course for a strong points haul, but at least he looks good for a big response this weekend when the series resumes at the Red Bull Ring for the Styrian MotoGP.